Have you ever stood under the vast expanse of the night sky, gazing up at the stars, and felt a stirring within you? A whisper, faint yet persistent, telling you that you're meant for something greater, something beyond the ordinary scope of daily life. It's in these quiet, introspective moments that we confront a fundamental truth about ourselves, the limitless potential that resides within each of us. Yet so often, this potential remains just that potential, untapped and unexplored. You see, the world we live in today bombards us with messages of doubt and limitation. Everywhere we turn, there are voices telling us what we can't do, how we might fail, and why we should be content with the status quo. It's a narrative as old as time, yet as fresh as the morning news. But what if I told you that within you lies an incredible power, a power so transformative that it can reshape your destiny? This power, my friends, is the power of belief, belief in yourself. Believing in oneself is not just a motivational phrase. It's the bedrock upon which all great achievements are built. It's the quiet confidence that whispers in your ear, you can do this when the rest of the world screams it's impossible. But how often do we silence this inner voice, allowing the doubts and fears to drown it out? It's a common tale, one that each of us has lived at some point in our lives. Think back to a time when you were a child, when the world seemed full of endless possibilities. Remember how you believed you could be anything? An astronaut, a scientist, an artist. That belief was your natural state, unburdened by the layers of doubt that accumulate with age. But here's a secret: that child, full of dreams and belief, is still a part of you. It's the part that wakes up each day with a spark of hope, the part that looks at challenges and says, I can overcome this. Today, we stand at a crossroads, a point where we must choose between listening to the chorus of doubts or embracing the power of self-belief. It's a choice that defines us, a choice that shapes our journey through life. And let me tell you, the path of belief is not the easy path. It requires courage, resilience, and an unshakable faith in oneself. But it's also the path that leads to greatness, to achievements that resonate long after our time is over. So as we embark on this journey together today, I invite you to take a step back from the noise and distractions of everyday life. Let's delve into the essence of what it means to truly believe in yourself. Now, let's explore how this belief can be your guiding star, leading you to heights you never imagined possible. Together, we'll uncover the tools, the strategies, and the mindset needed to turn this belief into a powerful force for change. Remember, the journey to greatness begins with a single step, a step fueled by belief in yourself. Are you ready to take that step? The power of belief. Understanding its impact. Imagine for a moment a ship setting sail in the vast ocean. This ship, like many before it, is guided by a compass, a simple yet profound instrument that points the way. Now think of belief as your internal compass, guiding you through the ocean of life. It's not just a mere thought or a fleeting feeling. It's a powerful force that shapes your entire existence. Belief, my friends, is the foundation upon which all else is built. It's the starting point of every journey worth taking, every dream worth pursuing. When we talk about the power of belief, we're talking about a force so potent that it can move mountains, so transformative that it can rewrite the stories of our lives. Let me tell you, the world as we know it has been shaped by the beliefs of individuals. Every great invention, every leap forward in science, art, and philosophy began as a belief in someone's mind. The belief that something new could be created, that the impossible could be made possible. This is the essence of human progress, the undying belief in the potential for more, for better, for greatness. But how does belief actually impact our lives? The answer lies in the way our beliefs shape our thoughts and, in turn, our actions. When you truly believe in something, it influences how you think, how you feel, and most importantly, how you act. Your belief becomes the lens through which you see the world, and this lens colors every decision you make, every step you take. Let's consider for a moment the story of a young athlete. This athlete, from a very young age, believed that they were destined for greatness in their sport. This belief wasn't just a passive hope. It was an active force. It drove them to train harder, to push beyond their limits, and to overcome every obstacle in their path. Their belief shaped their reality, turning a dream into a tangible achievement. But the power of a belief isn't just about achieving external success. It's also about internal transformation. Belief has the power to change how you view yourself. It can turn self-doubt into self-confidence, fear into courage, and weakness into strength. When you believe in yourself, you unlock a reservoir of potential. Now, it's important to understand that belief is not about blind optimism or ignoring reality. It's about seeing the challenges and obstacles in your path, but choosing to believe that you have what it takes to overcome them. It's about recognizing your own strengths and capabilities, even when others doubt them. Belief also has a contagious quality. When you carry a strong belief, it radiates from you and inspires those around you. Think of the leaders, the innovators, the change makers throughout history. Their beliefs were not kept hidden away. They were shared, spreading like wildfire, igniting the hearts and minds of others. This is how movements are born, how change is made, through the collective power of shared belief. But where does belief begin? It begins in the mind. It starts with a single thought, a spark that ignites the fire of possibility. This spark is within each and every one of us, waiting to be fanned into a flame. The challenge, however, is to nurture this spark, to feed it with thoughts of hope, ambition, and determination. You see, the mind is a fertile ground where the seeds of belief can be sown. But like any garden, it needs care and attention. It requires you to weed out the doubts and fears, to water it with positive thoughts, and to cultivate a mindset that supports growth and expansion. Remember, belief is not a static state. It's a dynamic process. It evolves and grows with you, changing as you move through life. What you believe today may not be what you believe tomorrow, and that's okay. The key is to stay open, to continually assess and reassess your beliefs, ensuring they align with your goals and aspirations. In conclusion, the power of belief is one of the most formidable forces at your disposal. It has the power to shape your destiny, to transform your life, and to impact the world around you. Embrace this power, nurture it, and let it guide you on your journey. Believe in yourself, in your dreams, in your potential. For in belief lies the key to unlocking the extraordinary, both within and around you. Remember, the ship of your life is guided by the compass of your belief. Set it in the right direction. And there's no limit to the distances you can travel, the heights you can reach, the wonders you can achieve. Strategies to build self-confidence. In the garden of your mind, doubt is like an unwelcome weed, creeping in silently, threatening to overshadow the blossoming flowers of your dreams and aspirations. It's a universal experience, a challenge that each one of us faces. But the question that stands tall is, how do we overcome this doubt? How do we nurture the garden of our mind so that confidence, not doubt, grows wild and free? The journey to overcoming doubt and building self-confidence is not a path strewn with rose petals. It requires effort, resilience, and a steadfast commitment to personal growth. But let me assure you, it is a journey worth embarking upon. For on the other side lies a life lived with purpose, passion, and unshakable self-belief. Embrace the power of positive self-talk. The words we speak to ourselves are light seeds planted in the soil of our consciousness. Speak words of doubt, and you will grow a forest of fear. But speak words of confidence, and you will cultivate a field of limitless potential. The key here is to become aware of your inner dialogue. Replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Remind yourself of your strengths, your talents, and your accomplishments. Let your self-talk be a tool for empowerment, not a weapon of self-destruction. Set achievable goal. Confidence is built on the foundation of achievement. By setting and accomplishing achievable goals, you create a track record of success. These successes, no matter how small, are like bricks that build the fortress of your self-confidence. Start with small, manageable goals and gradually work your way up. Each achievement will be a testament to your capability, a reminder that you can indeed do great things. 3, learn from failure, don't fear. In the tapestry of life, failure is not a thread of shame, but a strand of learning and growth. Every great achiever, every successful person has faced failure not once but many times. The difference lies in their response to it. Instead of letting failure breed doubt, use it as a stepping stone to greater understanding and resilience. Analyze your failures, learn from them, and move forward with newfound wisdom. 4, surround yourself with positivity. The environment you inhabit and the company you keep have a profound impact on your self-confidence. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who believe in you, and who encourage you to pursue your dreams. Seek environments that are conducive to growth and positivity. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely. 5, take care of your body and mind. Confidence is not just a state of mind, it's also a state of being. Taking care of your physical health through regular exercise, a nutritious diet, and adequate rest can have a significant impact on your self-confidence. Similarly, practices like meditation, mindfulness, and personal reflection contribute to a healthy, confident mindset. 6, continuously learn and grow. Knowledge is a powerful tool in the battle against doubt. The more you know, the more you realize your capabilities and potential. Invest in your personal and professional development. Read books, attend workshops, and seek mentorship. Every new skill you acquire, every piece of knowledge you gain, is a building block in the construction of a confident self. 7, practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to doubt. By focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Practice daily gratitude by reflecting on the things and people you are thankful for. This practice not only enhances your mood and well-being, but also reinforces your self-worth and confidence. 8, visualize success. The power of visualization cannot be overstated. By regularly visualizing yourself achieving your goals and living your dreams, you create a mental blueprint for success. This visualization acts as a beacon, guiding you through the fog of doubt towards the shores of confidence and achievement. 9, speak and act confidently. Confidence is as much about perception as it is about feeling. Often, by acting confidently, you start to feel more confident. Pay attention to your body language, your posture, and your speech. Stand tall, speak clearly, and act decisively. These actions not only influence how others perceive you, but also how you perceive yourself. 10, celebrate your uniqueness. Finally, embrace and celebrate your unique qualities. You are a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, an amalgamation of experiences, talents, and quirks that make you you. Instead of doubting your uniqueness, celebrate it. It's your individuality that sets you apart and makes you capable of achieving greatness in your own way. The key to continuous improvement In the grand tapestry of life, each thread represents a choice, a decision, a moment of learning. The most vibrant of these threads, the ones that add depth and color to the fabric, are woven from a growth mindset. This mindset, my friends, is not just a way of thinking. It's a way of living. It's the understanding that every experience, be it success or failure, is a step on the path of personal growth. Let's delve into what a growth mindset truly means. It's the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's an understanding that talent is just a starting point and that true potential is unlocked through effort, learning, and persistence. This mindset stands in stark contrast to a fixed mindset, which holds that our abilities are static, unchangeable, and define our limits. Why is a growth mindset so crucial? Because it empowers you. It transforms challenges into opportunities, failures into lessons. With a growth mindset, the question is never, can I do this? But rather, how can I do this? It's a subtle shift in language, but a monumental shift in perspective. Consider the journey of a gardener. A gardener doesn't plant seeds and then demand immediate growth. They understand that growth takes time, patience, and the right conditions. They nurture the seeds with water and sunlight, knowing that each day brings the plant closer to fruition. This is the essence of a growth mindset, nurturing your potential, understanding that each experience is a step towards blossoming into your fullest self. In the world of achievement, those with a growth mindset stand out. They're the ones who, when faced with a setback, don't throw up their hands in defeat. Instead, they look for the lesson. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this? And it's this question that propels them forward, that keeps them moving on the path of continuous improvement. A growth mindset also fosters resilience, that invaluable quality that allows us to bounce back from life's inevitable setbacks. It's the buffer against the harsh winds of criticism and failure. When you believe that you can improve and grow, setbacks become less frightening. You understand that they're not a reflection of your worth, but rather an integral part of your growth journey. But how do we cultivate this mindset? It begins with awareness, being mindful of our thoughts and attitudes, especially when faced with challenges. It involves changing our inner dialogue from a critic to a coach. Instead of telling yourself, I can't do this, try. I can't do this yet. That simple word, yet, is a powerful reminder that growth is a process, a journey without a fixed destination. Embracing challenges is another key aspect of a growth mindset. Instead of avoiding difficulties, seek them out. View them as opportunities to stretch your abilities and learn new skills. Every challenge you overcome not only adds to your skill set, but also reinforces your belief in your ability to grow. Feedback and criticism are also vital for growth. Instead of shying away from feedback, welcome it. See it as a gift, an opportunity to gain insights and improve. Remember, feedback is not about your worth as a person. It's about your actions and how you can refine them. Moreover, a growth mindset encourages you to celebrate the success of others. Instead of feeling threatened by others' achievements, see them as sources of inspiration and learning. By admiring and learning from the success of others, you open yourself up to a world of knowledge and possibility. In conclusion, cultivating a growth mindset is about embracing the journey of becoming. It's about understanding that each step, no matter how small, is a step towards improvement. It's about recognizing that the greatest barriers to our success are often the limits we place on ourselves. So, I challenge you to adopt this mindset. Approach life with the curiosity of a student, the resilience of a warrior, and the patience of a gardener. Nurture your abilities, welcome challenges, and view setbacks as stepping stones. Remember, the only limit to your growth is the one you place on yourself. Embrace the growth mindset and watch as the tapestry of your life becomes richer, more vibrant, and more extraordinary than you ever imagined possible. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast forest, the path before you shrouded in mist. Now envision that you have a map and a compass in your hands. Suddenly, the journey through the forest doesn't seem so daunting. This, my friends, is the power of having a vision and setting goals. They are your map and compass in life's journey, guiding you through the fog of uncertainty and leading you to your desired destination. The concept of vision is not just about setting targets. It's about seeing the bigger picture of what your life can be. It's a vivid and compelling image of the future you aspire to create. A strong vision acts as a beacon, guiding you through rough seas, keeping you focused and on course, no matter the obstacles. But how does one create a vision? It starts with introspection and imagination. It's about asking yourself, what do I truly want my life to look like? This vision should not be confined by the boundaries of your current circumstances or past experiences. Instead, it should be a bold representation of your deepest desires and aspirations. A vision without action, however, is merely a dream. This is where goals come into play. Goals are the steps you take to bring your vision to life. They are the milestones that mark your progress as you journey towards your ultimate destination. While a vision gives you direction, goals provide a concrete plan of action. They are the how to what. But remember, setting goals is an art. They should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This SMART framework ensures that your goals are clear and attainable, turning the ethereal into the tangible. Think of building a house. Your vision is the finished home, while your goals are the blueprints, the materials, the daily construction tasks. Without the blueprints and the daily work, the house remains an abstract concept, an unrealized potential. This is true for any aspiration you have, whether it's advancing in your career or improving your health or cultivating meaningful relationships. Your goals are the building blocks that will construct the reality you envision. The journey toward your vision and goals is not always smooth. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But it is in these moments that the true power of your vision and goals is revealed. They provide the motivation and resilience to persevere when the path gets tough. They remind you of why you started this journey in the first place and what you're working towards. Furthermore, the process of pursuing your vision and goals is transformative. It's not just about the destination, but also about who you become along the way. The pursuit of goals cultivates qualities like discipline, determination, and resilience. It teaches you about yourself, about your strengths and areas for growth. It shapes you into a person capable of achieving what you once thought impossible. It's also important to regularly review and adjust your goals. Life is dynamic. It changes, and so do you. Your goals should evolve with you, reflecting your current priorities and circumstances. This flexibility is key to maintaining relevance and motivation in your goal-setting process. In conclusion, harnessing the power of vision and goals is about painting a picture of the future you desire and then taking deliberate, consistent steps to make it a reality. It's a journey that requires courage, commitment, and adaptability. But the rewards are immeasurable, not just in achieving the vision itself, but in the growth and fulfillment experienced along the way. So, I urge you to take that first step. Define your vision, set your goals, start walking the path towards your future. Remember, the only thing standing between you and your vision is the action you have yet to take. Embrace the journey, for in the pursuit of your vision and goals, you are not just building a future, you are building yourself. In the grand narrative of human achievement, it is the personal stories of triumph that resonate most deeply. These stories are not just tales of success. They are testaments to the indomitable power of belief. Let me share with you a few such stories, each a beacon of inspiration, illuminating the path of what is possible when belief is the wind in your sails. Consider the story of a young woman born into modest means with a dream that seemed beyond her reach. She aspired to be an educator, to shape minds and touch lives. But her journey was fraught with obstacles, financial constraints, societal expectations, and self-doubt. Yet she held on to her belief with unwavering determination. She worked tirelessly, pursued her education with fervor, and broke through barrier after barrier. Today, she stands in front of classrooms, not just as a teacher, but as a living example of how belief can sculpt your destiny. Then there's the tale of a young entrepreneur whose vision was to revolutionize an industry. His ideas were groundbreaking, but they were met with skepticism and dismissal. The journey was lonely, filled with setbacks and failures. But in his heart, there was a flame of belief that refused to be extinguished. He persevered, learning from each setback, refining his vision, and forging ahead. Now his company stands as a pillar of innovation, a testament to his belief in his vision and himself. And let us not forget the artist who believed in the power of his creativity despite the world turning a blind eye. His art was unique, vibrant, and expressive, but it did not fit the conventional molds. For years, his work remained unseen, unappreciated. But he continued to create, driven by the belief that his art had value, that it had the power to move and inspire. Today, his works are celebrated, showcased in galleries worldwide, a reminder that belief in your own unique voice can indeed move mountains. Each of these stories is unique, but they share a common thread: the unwavering belief in oneself and one's dreams. These individuals did not allow their circumstances, the doubts of others, or even their own fears to derail their journeys. They understood that belief is not just a feeling. It's an action. It's the daily choice to work towards your dreams, even when the path is unclear, even when the odds seem insurmountable. These stories teach us vital lessons. They show us that belief is more than just a starting point. It's the fuel that keeps you going when the journey gets tough. They remind us that the road to achievement is often long and challenging, but with belief as your compass, you can navigate any storm. They illustrate that belief in oneself can transform the improbable into the possible. In conclusion, these personal stories of triumph are not just narratives to admire. They are blueprints to guide us. They encourage us to hold on to our beliefs, to nurture them, and to act upon them. For it is in the fires of our beliefs that the steel of our resolve is forged, and it is with this resolve that we carve our paths to success. So, let these stories be your inspiration. Let them remind you that your beliefs have the power to change your world. Believe in yourself, in your potential, in your dreams, for in belief lies the key to unlocking doors of opportunities you never knew existed. As we draw this journey of words and wisdom to a close, let us not forget that the true journey lies ahead, outside these walls, in the vast, uncharted territories of your lives. You've heard about the power of belief, the significance of a growth mindset, the essence of vision and goals, and the inspiring stories of triumph. Now it's your turn to write your own story. I urge you to take these lessons, not just as words to be remembered, but as a call to action. Let the power of belief be your guiding star. Embrace the mindset that views challenges as opportunities for growth, that sees failure not as defeat, but as a stepping stone to success. Set your vision, define your goals, and march towards them with unwavering determination. Remember, the path to greatness is not a straight line. It is fraught with twists and turns, ups and downs. But it is those very challenges that will shape you, that will forge your character in the fires of perseverance and resilience. So do not shy away from them. Embrace them with open arms. As you step out into the world, armed with your dreams and aspirations, know that the journey will demand your best. It will require hard work, dedication, and an unshakable belief in yourself. But also know this: you are capable of extraordinary things. Within each of you lies untapped potential, waiting to be unleashed. So go forth with courage and conviction. Let your actions reflect your beliefs. Be bold, be brave, and be relentless in the pursuit of your dreams. And always remember, the only limits that truly exist are the ones you place on yourself. In the end, it's not just about achieving your goals. It's about who you become in the process. Become someone you are proud of, someone who inspires others, someone who lives life to the fullest. The journey begins now with a single step. Take that step with belief, with passion, and with purpose. The world awaits.
It's wonderful to see some eager faces here today. I want to share a story with you, one that might just change the way you look at the world. There was once a man who lived in the same small town all his life. Every day, he followed the same routine, never venturing beyond the familiar streets and faces of his hometown. He was comfortable, yes, but deep down, there was a longing for something different, something more. This man, let's call him John, represents many of us in our daily life. We find comfort in the familiar, often resisting change because it's unknown, it's challenging. But here's the thing: the world around us is changing every day, whether we like it or not. And if we don't change with it, we risk being left behind. It's not just about adapting to the world, but about embracing the opportunities that change brings. Now, I want to talk to you about the power of perspective. How we view the world shapes our experiences, our decisions, and ultimately, our destiny. If we see change as a threat, we close ourselves off to new possibilities. But if we see it as an opportunity, a whole new world of potential opens up to us. It's like looking at the same painting, but suddenly seeing colors and details you never noticed before. That's the power of changing your perspective. The heart of this journey is a simple yet profound truth. Changing the way we think can transform our lives. It's not about discarding who we are, but about evolving, growing, and unlocking the immense potential each of us holds within. So, as we embark on this journey together today, I invite you to open your mind, to challenge your existing beliefs, and to be ready to see the world in a new light. Think of John again. One day, he decided to take a different path on his usual walk. It wasn't a big change, but it was a start. And that small change led to another and another. Before he knew it, John's life had transformed in ways he could never have imagined, all because he dared to change the way he thought about his daily routine. So why do we hesitate to change the way we think? Often, it's because we're held back by our fears, our doubts, and our past experiences. We tell ourselves stories about who we are and what we can achieve based on what we've known and lived through. But what if we could rewrite those stories? What if we could build new narratives that empower us, inspire us, and push us towards growth and success? My friends, the journey of changing the way you think is not always easy. It requires courage, commitment, and an open heart. But the rewards are immeasurable. It can lead you to discover your true potential, to build a life that's not just comfortable, but truly fulfilling. And that's what we're here to explore today. Let's step into this journey with an open mind, ready to embrace the winds of change. Together, we'll explore how to break free from the chains of limiting beliefs, how to cultivate a mindset of growth and positivity, and how to turn our transformed thoughts into actions that shape our reality. Remember, the only constant in life is change, and how we choose to respond to it makes all the difference. Let's embrace this change, not just as a challenge, but as a remarkable opportunity to become the best versions of ourselves. Understanding your current mindset is like taking a flashlight and shining it into the corners of your mind. It's about uncovering what's already there, hidden beneath layers of habits, experiences, and beliefs. This process is critical because, in order to change how you think, you first need to understand what you think and why. You see, each of us carries a set of beliefs, like invisible suitcases filled with everything we've picked up along our life's journey. Some of these beliefs are positive, uplifting, and they propel us forward. But others, well, they can be like anchors holding us back. These are the beliefs that say, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, or this is just the way I am. These thoughts are powerful and they shape the way we see the world and ourselves within it. Now think about where these beliefs come from. Many are instilled in us from a young age by our families, our teachers, our peers. They're woven into the stories we hear, the media we consume, the culture we're a part of. And over time, they become our own inner voice, repeating those same messages until we accept them as truth. Have you ever stopped to question these beliefs? Have you ever held them up to the light and asked, is this really true? More often than not, you'll find that many of these beliefs don't hold up. They're based on past experiences, fears, or even misconceptions, and yet they have a profound impact on how we live our lives. Take John, our friend from the earlier story. He believed that staying in his small town, following the same routine, was the safest and best choice for him. But when he dared to step out of his comfort zone, he realized that this belief was holding him back from experiencing so much more that life had to offer. So how do we start this process of understanding and then changing our mindset? It starts with self-awareness. It's about becoming an observer of your own thoughts and reactions. When you face a challenge or a decision, listen to that inner voice. What is it saying? Is it encouraging or discouraging? Is it based on facts or fears? This process of introspection is not about judging yourself or feeling bad about your current mindset. It's about approaching your thoughts with curiosity and openness. It's about recognizing that while some of your beliefs have helped you, others might now be limiting your potential. I want to share with you a simple but powerful exercise. For the next week, carry a small notebook with you. Whenever you find yourself thinking something negative or limiting, write it down. Just this act of writing it down brings a level of awareness that is the first step towards change. But understanding your mindset is not just about identifying negative beliefs. It's also about recognizing and reinforcing the positive ones. These are the beliefs that say, I can learn this, I am capable, or I deserve happiness. These thoughts are equally powerful and can become the foundation of a new, empowering mindset. As we move through this journey together, remember, understanding your mindset is not a destination. It's a process. It's an ongoing journey of discovery where you learn more about yourself and how your mind works. It's about gradually replacing the beliefs that limit you with beliefs that empower you. And in doing so, you open up a world of possibilities where change is not just something to be endured, but something to be embraced. So, as we continue, keep in mind that this journey of changing how we think is a path of growth, discovery, and empowerment. It's about building a mindset that supports your dreams and aspirations, a mindset that sees challenges as opportunities, and a mindset that believes in your own potential to achieve greatness. Remember, the way we think shapes our reality, and by changing our thoughts, we have the power to change our lives. Let's embark on this journey together with open hearts and open minds, ready to transform our thinking and, in turn, transform our lives. As we continue on our journey, let's turn our attention to a concept that's as simple as it is powerful, the power of positive thinking. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Positive thinking? That sounds like just a feel-good phrase. But let me tell you, it's so much more than that. It's a tool, a strategy, a way of life that has the potential to transform not only how you see the world, but how you operate in it. Positive thinking is often misunderstood. It's not about ignoring life's challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the potential, the opportunities, and the solutions. It's about seeing the glass as half full, not to dismiss the empty part, but to make the most of the water that's there. Let's consider some real-life examples. History is filled with stories of individuals who achieved incredible feats, not just because of their talents or circumstances, but because of their mindset. Think about great inventors, athletes, artists, and leaders. What set them apart wasn't just their skills or their intelligence. It was their ability to stay positive in the face of setbacks, to see failure not as a roadblock, but as a stepping stone to success. This is where the power of positive thinking really comes into play. It's about turning challenges into opportunities. When you're faced with a problem, a positive mindset encourages you to ask, what can I learn from this? Or how can this help me grow? Instead of being paralyzed by fear or disappointment, you're propelled forward by hope and possibility. But how does one cultivate such a mindset? It starts with your daily thoughts and conversations. It's about catching yourself when you start to think negatively and consciously shifting your focus. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, try thinking, I can't do this yet, but I can learn. It's a small change in wording, but a huge shift in perspective. Positive thinking also means practicing gratitude. It's about taking a moment each day to reflect on what you're thankful for, no matter how small. This practice has a way of shifting your focus from what's missing in your life to what's abundant. And believe me, this shift has a profound impact on your overall outlook and happiness. Now let's talk about the impact of positive thinking on your actions. It's one thing to think positively, but it's another to act on it. Positive thinking fuels motivation and resilience. It pushes you to take action towards your goals, even when the going gets tough. It gives you the confidence to step out of your comfort zone and try new things, knowing that every experience is a chance to learn and grow. Of course, maintaining a positive mindset is not always easy. It requires practice, patience, and persistence, but the rewards are worth it. A positive mindset not only makes you feel better, but it also leads to better health, stronger relationships, and increased success. Studies have shown that positive thinkers are more likely to live longer, enjoy better health, and achieve their goals. As we move forward, remember that the power of positive thinking is not just about feeling good. It's a practical, powerful tool that can change your life. It's about seeing the world not as it is, but as it's about believing in yourself and your ability to make a positive impact. So I encourage you to embrace positive thinking, but start small. Practice daily and watch as it transforms not just your mindset, but your actions and your life. Remember, the only limit to our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today. Choose to believe in the possibility, the potential, and the power of positive thinking. As we continue on this journey, keep this thought close to your heart. A positive mind finds opportunity in everything, while the negative mind finds faults in everything. Let's choose the former and unlock the doors to endless possibilities. Now, having talked about the importance of positive thinking, it's equally crucial to address its counterpart, breaking free from negative thought patterns. This is where the real transformation begins. It's one thing to understand the power of a positive mindset, but it's another to actively free ourselves from the shackles of negativity that we've carried, sometimes without even realizing it. You see, negative thinking can be likened to a well-trodden path in a dense forest. Over time, it becomes the default route we take, not because it's the best path, but because it's familiar. Breaking free from this path requires conscious effort, awareness, and a bit of courage to tread through new, uncharted territory. Let's start by understanding what negative thought patterns are. These are habitual ways of thinking that tend to focus on the worst aspects of a situation. They're often rooted in fear, insecurity, and past experiences. Thoughts like, I always mess things up, I'm not good enough, or things will never change are classic examples. These thoughts not only affect our mood and self-esteem, but also our actions and the outcomes we achieve. The first step in breaking free from these patterns is awareness. You need to become an observer of your own thoughts. When a negative thought arises, instead of letting it take the wheel, pause and acknowledge it. This simple act of recognition is powerful. It puts you back in control, allowing you to challenge and change the narrative. Once you've identified a negative thought, the next step is to challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought based on facts or just my perception? Are there other ways to view this situation? By questioning your negative thoughts, you start to realize that they are not truths, but mere interpretations of events. Now, let's talk about replacing these negative thoughts. It's not just about pushing them away. It's about substituting them with more positive, empowering thoughts. This is where positive affirmations come in handy. For every negative thought, create a positive counterpart. If your mind says, I can't do this, counter it with, I am capable and can learn to do this. Another effective strategy is visualization. Picture yourself successfully overcoming your negative thoughts and achieving your desired outcome. Visualization is a powerful tool that primes your mind and body for success, reinforcing the belief that you can overcome your challenges. It's important to understand that breaking free from negative thought patterns is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It requires consistency and practice. There will be times when you slip back into old ways of thinking. When this happens, don't be hard on yourself. Acknowledge the slip-up, learn from it, and move forward. Surrounding yourself with positivity also plays a crucial role in this process. Seek out positive influences, be it people, books, or environments. Positive influences can inspire and motivate you, helping reinforce your new way of thinking. Lastly, let's talk about the role of actions. Changing your thought patterns is not just a mental exercise. It involves taking concrete actions that reinforce your new mindset. Small, consistent actions aligned with positive thinking will gradually replace your old habits. It's like forging a new path in that dense forest. The more you walk on it, the more defined and accessible it becomes. As we journey through this process of breaking free from negative thought patterns, remember that each step you take is a step towards a more positive, empowered you. It's about moving away from a mindset of limitation and fear towards one of growth and possibility. The path may not always be easy, but the destination, a life lived with a positive, empowering mindset, is undoubtedly worth it. So, as we move forward, let's do so with the determination to break free from the chains of negative thinking. Let's replace doubt with confidence, fear with courage, and negativity with a mindset that sees every challenge as an opportunity to grow. Remember, the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Break free from these limits and watch as your life transforms in the most beautiful ways. So, having explored the terrain of positive thinking and breaking free from negative thought patterns, it's time to step into another significant area, adopting a growth mindset. This concept is the cornerstone of personal development and fulfillment. It's about seeing life as a continual journey of learning and self-improvement. A growth mindset, in essence, is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort, learning, and persistence. It's about embracing challenges, persisting in the face of setbacks, and seeing effort as a path to mastery. It stands in contrast to a fixed mindset, which dictates that our talents and abilities are set in stone, something we're born with and can't change. Let's consider how a growth mindset changes the game. Imagine two individuals facing the same challenge. One with a fixed mindset sees it as a threat, a test of their inherent abilities. They think if I fail, it means I'm not good enough. On the other hand, someone with a growth mindset views the challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow. They think this is tough, but with effort I can overcome it. Adopting a growth mindset is not just about changing how we view challenges and failures. It's also about how we view success. It's understanding that success is not a destination, but a process. It's the result of continuous learning and perseverance. People with a growth mindset don't seek validation from others through success. They see success as a reflection of their efforts to grow and improve. So, how do we cultivate a growth mindset? It starts with changing our internal dialogue. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I can't do this yet. That simple word, yet, opens a world of possibilities. It implies that with time, effort, and learning, you can and will achieve your goal. Another key aspect of a growth mindset is embracing challenges. Challenges are not obstacles, but opportunities. Each challenge is a chance to expand your abilities and push the boundaries of what you thought was possible. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone and embracing the unfamiliar. Learning from criticism is also a crucial element. Instead of getting defensive or discouraged by criticism, view it as valuable feedback. It's an opportunity to learn something new about yourself and to improve. This doesn't mean accepting all criticism as valid, but rather evaluating it objectively and taking away lessons that can help you grow. Celebrating the success of others is also a part of a growth mindset. Instead of feeling threatened by others' achievements, see them as sources of inspiration and learning. When you celebrate the successes of others, you foster an environment of mutual growth and encouragement. Now, adopting a growth mindset is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process that requires practice and persistence. There will be times when you revert to a fixed mindset, especially when facing significant challenges or setbacks. The key is to recognize these moments and gently steer yourself back to a growth-oriented perspective. Remember, a growth mindset is not about being the best. It's about getting better. It's about continuous improvement, not just in skills or knowledge, but in how we approach life itself. It's a mindset that values effort, celebrates learning, and sees potential in every situation. As we move forward, let's embrace this mindset of growth. Let's see every day as a new opportunity to learn, to stretch our abilities, and to move closer to the person we aspire to be. Let's replace the fear of not being good enough with the excitement of what we can become. Remember, in the journey of personal growth, the only real limit is the one we set for ourselves. Let's push beyond these limits, embrace every challenge, and view every setback as a stepping stone towards our growth. So as we continue on this journey, let's do so with open hearts and minds, ready to learn, grow, and transform. Let's adopt a mindset that doesn't just seek to survive challenges, but to thrive through them. A mindset that doesn't fear failure, but learns from it. A mindset that doesn't rest on its laurels, but constantly seeks ways to improve and evolve. This, my friends, is the essence of a growth mindset, and it's the key to unlocking a life of fulfillment, achievement, and true personal growth. Continuing on our journey of self-discovery and growth, we come to a critical juncture, transforming our thoughts into actions. It's one thing to cultivate a positive, growth-oriented mindset, but it's another to bring these thoughts to life through our actions. This step is where the true magic happens, where abstract ideas and aspirations become tangible. Transforming thoughts into action starts with setting clear, achievable goals. These goals should not just be mere wishes or daydreams, but concrete objectives that you're committed to achieving. They should be specific, measurable, and aligned with your overall vision for your life. When you set goals, you create a roadmap for your journey, a guide that directs your thoughts and energies towards a defined destination. Once you've set your goals, the next step is to create a plan of action. This is where you break down your goals into smaller, manageable tasks. It's like building a house. You start with a blueprint, then lay one brick at a time until one day you have a whole building. Similarly, by breaking down your goals into smaller tasks, you make the process of achieving them less overwhelming and more manageable. But setting goals and planning is just the beginning. The real challenge lies in execution. This is where discipline and commitment come into play. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about staying the course, even when obstacles arise. Remember, the path to achieving your goals will not always be smooth or easy. There will be days when you doubt yourself, when progress seems slow, or when obstacles seem insurmountable. But it's in these moments that your commitment to your goals is truly tested. Consistency is key in transforming thoughts into actions. It's about showing up every day, putting in the work, and staying focused on your goals. It's about making small, consistent efforts that add up over time. Think of it as planting a garden. You don't plant a seed one day and expect a flower the next. It requires regular care, watering, and patience. Similarly, achieving your goals requires consistent effort and patience. Another important aspect of transforming thoughts into actions is adaptability. Life is unpredictable and plans may not always unfold as expected. When faced with situations, the ability to adapt and pivot is crucial. It's about being flexible in your approach, learning from your experiences, and adjusting your plans as needed. This adaptability ensures that you stay on track towards your goals, even when the unexpected happens. It's also important to track your progress and celebrate your successes along the way. This not only provides motivation, but also reinforces the positive changes in your mindset. Celebrating small wins builds your confidence and reaffirms your belief in your ability to achieve your goals. Now, as we embark on the path of turning our thoughts into actions, let's do so with determination and an open heart. Let's be patient with ourselves, understanding that change doesn't happen overnight. Let's be persistent, keeping our eyes on the prize even when the going gets tough. And most importantly, let's be proud of ourselves for every step we take towards transforming our dreams into reality. As we move forward on this incredible journey of growth and self-improvement, it's vital to address a key aspect that often gets overlooked: maintaining your new mindset. It's one thing to adopt a positive, growth-oriented mindset, but it's another to sustain it over time, just like a garden. Your mind needs regular care and attention to thrive. Maintaining your new mindset requires conscious effort and daily practice. It's about reinforcing the positive changes you've made and preventing old habits from creeping back in. This is where the power of daily rituals comes into play. Establish a set of daily practices that nurture your positive mindset. This could be as simple as starting your day with a few minutes of gratitude, setting aside time for reflection and self-improvement, or surrounding yourself with positive influences. Consistency is key in this process. Just as a musician practices their instrument every day to hone their skills, you need to practice positive thinking and actions consistently to make them a natural part of your life. Over time, these practices will become ingrained habits, a natural part of who you are and how you live your life. Another important aspect of maintaining your new mindset is to stay connected to your purpose and goals. Regularly remind yourself of why you started this journey and what you're working toward. This will help keep you motivated and focused, even when challenges arise or when your enthusiasm wanes. Remember, the road to personal growth is not always easy, but the rewards are worth every effort. It's also crucial to be adaptable and open to learning. Life is a continuous journey of growth and discovery, and there will always be new challenges to face and lessons to learn. Embrace these as opportunities to strengthen and refine your mindset. Stay curious, stay open, and stay committed to your journey of personal growth. Surrounding yourself with a supportive community is another vital element in maintaining your new mindset. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, people who understand your journey and support your growth. These relationships will provide encouragement, motivation, and a sense of accountability, all of which are essential for sustaining your positive mindset. Lastly, be gentle with yourself. Remember that maintaining a positive, growth-oriented mindset is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when you stumble or fall back into old patterns. When this happens, don't be too hard on yourself. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and move forward with renewed commitment. In closing, maintaining your new mindset is about making a lifelong commitment to growth, learning, and positivity. It's about building and nurturing the inner foundations that will support you in living a life of fulfillment, purpose, and joy. Remember, the quality of your life is a reflection of the quality of your mindset. By maintaining a positive, growth-oriented mindset, you're not just improving your own life, you're also making a positive impact on the world around you. So let's continue on this journey with determination, hope, and an open heart. Let's commit to nurturing our minds every day, embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, and surrounding ourselves with positivity. Together, let's build a life that reflects our highest potential and our deepest aspirations. As we come to the close of our time together today, it's important to reflect on the journey ahead. This journey of changing the way we think, of transforming our thoughts into actions, and of maintaining a mindset that seeks growth and positivity is not just a path we walk once. It's a lifelong journey, one that will have its share of ups and downs, triumphs and challenges. But remember, the beauty of this journey lies not just in the destination, but in the journey itself. It's about the lessons we learn, the people we meet, and the experiences we have along the way. Each step you take, each decision you make is a part of your story, a story of growth, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of your potential. So as you step forward into your future, carry with you the lessons and insights from today. Hold on to the belief that your thoughts shape your reality, that challenges are opportunities for growth, and that every day is a chance to move closer to the person you aspire to be. And as you continue on your path, remember that you're not alone. We're all on this journey together, each striving towards our own goals, but united in our quest for growth, fulfillment, and a life well lived. In closing, I encourage you to embrace the journey ahead with open arms. Be brave, be curious, and above all, be kind to yourself. The road ahead is filled with possibilities, and I have no doubt that you have what it takes to navigate it with grace and determination. Here's to the journey ahead. May it be one of joy, learning, and endless growth.
In the journey of life, there are seasons of prosperity and seasons of hardship. Imagine, if you will, a gardener facing an unexpected frost, a challenge to the fruits of his labor. This gardener, much like you and me, finds himself at a crossroads. Does he lament the frost? Or does he learn, adapt, and grow stronger from the experience? This question opens our discussion today on overcoming hard times, a journey we'll embark on together, seeking wisdom, armed with humor, and fueled by insight. Let me share with you a story, a simple yet profound tale of two individuals faced with the same adversity, yet their outcomes were starkly different. Both encountered financial hardship, a storm that threatened to uproot the very foundations they had built. One saw this challenge as a setback, a blockade on his path that left him disheartened. The other, however, viewed the same hardship as a stepping stone, an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to redefine his approach to financial stewardship. What made the difference? It was their perspective, their response to adversity, and their willingness to embrace change and take action. Our theme today, learning to deal with hard times, is not just about surviving the storm, but thriving beyond it. It's about harnessing the power of our attitudes, our actions, and our unwavering commitment to growth and learning. As we navigate through today's discussion, we will explore the essence of resilience, the art of transformation, and the undeniable power of a positive perspective. We will delve into the importance of understanding the nature of hard times, not as mere obstacles, but as invaluable teachers. We'll discuss how to cultivate an attitude that not only endures, but also embraces these challenges, finding humor in the face of adversity and wisdom in the depth of trial. Action, the very essence of change, will be our next focus. How do we move from understanding to action? How do our daily choices and habits form the bedrock of our future? This part of our journey will be about translating insight into motion, ideas into reality. And let us not forget the role of learning and growth. The hard times are a curriculum in the school of life, offering lessons that are rich with potential to shape our character, refine our visions, and fortify our spirits. In the spirit of community and support, we will also touch upon the significance of building a network of mentors, peers, and resources. No man is an island, and in times of trial, our community becomes our strength. Finally, we will cast our gaze forward to the horizon of our dreams and aspirations, setting goals, crafting a vision for the future, and navigating our way through the present challenges towards a brighter tomorrow. As we set the stage for today's exploration, remember this: every challenge, every hardship, and every moment of uncertainty carries within it the seeds of growth, learning, and opportunity. Together, let us embark on this journey, not just to weather the storms, but to chart a course through them towards a future of prosperity, wisdom, and joy. Let the journey begin. In navigating through life, we often come across patches that seem rough, times that test our mettle, and moments that challenge our resolve. These, my friends, are what many refer to as hard times. Yet, let us pause and rethink our definition of these so-called hard times. Are they merely unfortunate events that life throws our way, or are they veiled opportunities for growth and learning? The essence of our journey today is not just to talk about overcoming these hard times, but to understand them for what they truly are: catalysts for personal development and transformation. It's about shifting our perspective, seeing beyond the immediate discomfort and recognizing the potential for growth that lies within these challenges. Let's ponder for a moment on the importance of perspective. It's like looking at a mountain from afar, daunting and insurmountable. Yet as we draw closer, paths reveal themselves, and what once seemed impossible now appears achievable. Challenges, much like that mountain, can seem overwhelming until we change our viewpoint. Instead of seeing them as obstacles blocking our path, we can choose to view them as lessons, each with a valuable takeaway that contributes to our personal growth. This shift in perspective is crucial. It turns the battle with adversity into a journey of discovery, where each hardship brings us closer to our ultimate potential. To illustrate this, let me share a story that embodies the transformation of adversity into advantage. This tale revolves around a young entrepreneur whose early ventures into the business world were met with failure after failure. With each endeavor that collapsed, so too did his spirits. Yet it was within this crucible of failure that his true strength was forged. Instead of succumbing to despair, he chose to reflect on each experience, learning what he could from his mistakes and adapting his strategies for the future. This young man's journey was not easy. It was filled with moments of doubt, periods of struggle, and instances of sheer frustration. But it was his unwavering belief in the value of hard-earned lessons that kept him moving forward. He realized that within every failure lay the seeds of wisdom and the keys to future success. This realization changed everything. No longer did he view setbacks as the end of the road, but as stepping stones towards his goals. Eventually, his perseverance paid off. With the insights gained from his many failures, he founded a company that revolutionized its industry. His name became synonymous with innovation and success. Yet when asked about his journey, he always referred back to those early days of failure, acknowledging them as the most critical chapters of his story. This narrative, my friends, serves as a powerful testament to the transformative power of perspective. It teaches us that hard times, no matter how daunting, hold within them the potential for growth, learning, and eventual triumph. As we move forward, let us carry this understanding with us. Let us embrace the challenges that come our way, not as mere obstacles, but as opportunities to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. As we continue our exploration today, remember this story and the lesson it imparts. Hard times are not the end, but the beginning of a journey of growth and self-discovery. With the right perspective, every challenge becomes an opportunity, and every setback paves the way for a comeback. So, let us march forward, not in fear of the hard times, but in anticipation of the growth they will bring. In the journey of life, we often find ourselves navigating through times that test our spirit, challenge our resolve, and question our strength. It's during these moments that our attitude, Our perspective and reaction to the world around us plays a pivotal role. How we choose to face these hard times can significantly shape our experience and the outcomes we ultimately achieve. Consider for a moment the power of attitude. It's like the rudder on a ship, small compared to the vast ocean, yet it has the power to steer the entire vessel. Our attitude towards hard times acts much the same way. It might seem insignificant in the face of towering challenges, but it has the undeniable power to change the direction of our lives. A positive, resilient mindset can transform obstacles into opportunities, despair into hope, and loss into learning. The role of gratitude and positivity in facing challenges cannot be overstated. Gratitude is the foundation upon which a resilient attitude is built. It's about recognizing the good even in the midst of difficulty. When we practice gratitude, we focus on the blessings in our lives, however small they may seem. This shift in focus doesn't just brighten our current mood. It strengthens our resolve to move forward, no matter the obstacles ahead. Positivity, its close companion, fuels our journey with hope and optimism. It's the belief that despite the hardships, there is a path forward and better days lie ahead. Cultivating such a mindset isn't a passive process. It requires intentional practice. Every day presents us with a choice: to succumb to the weight of our troubles, or to rise with a spirit of gratitude and positivity. It starts with a simple, yet profound act of acknowledging what we're thankful for each day. This could be the warmth of the sun, the support of a friend, or the progress, however small, toward our goals. Another practice is to reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of viewing a setback as a failure, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? This mindset encourages us to look for the lesson in every situation, turning each hardship into a step on the ladder of personal development. Surrounding ourselves with positivity is equally important. The people we choose to spend time with can greatly influence our outlook on life. By choosing to be around those who uplift us, who share our values of gratitude and positivity, we create an environment that supports our growth and resilience. Mindfulness and reflection are also key in building a resilient mindset. Taking time each day to meditate, reflect, or simply breathe deeply helps to center our thoughts and calm our spirits. It's in these moments of quiet that we often find clarity and strength. Finally, setting daily intentions can guide our attitude and actions throughout the day. Whether it's to approach challenges with courage, to find joy in the simple things, or to offer kindness to those around us, these intentions act as reminders of the person we strive to be. In weaving these practices into the fabric of our daily lives, we strengthen our resilience, our capacity to face hard times with a hopeful heart and a steadfast spirit. Our attitude, grounded in gratitude and positivity, becomes our greatest ally in the journey through life's ups and downs. As we continue on this path, let us remember that our attitude is more than just a reaction to the world around us. It is a choice, a powerful force that we wield. With it, we can face any challenge, overcome any obstacle, and emerge stronger and wiser on the other side. The power of attitude is ours to command, and with it, we can navigate the stormiest seas and reach the shores of our dreams. In our life, understanding and attitude set the stage, but it is action that plays the leading role. Knowing this, we step into the light, ready to transform our insights and renewed perspectives into tangible steps forward. The journey from contemplation to action is where true change begins, where the lessons learned in the heart are brought to life by the work of our hands. It is here, in the realm of action, that we find the power to overcome the difficulties that once seemed insurmountable. Consider the significance of small, consistent actions. Much like the steady drip of water that can wear away stone over time, our daily efforts, no matter how minor they may seem, have the potential to enact profound changes in our lives. It's the daily practice of gratitude, the habit of setting intentions every morning, the discipline of saving even a small portion of our earnings. These actions, repeated day after day, become the foundation upon which we build a life of resilience and achievement. Yet the path of action is not without its challenges. There will be times when progress feels painfully slow, when our efforts seem to yield no immediate results, and our motivation wanes. In these moments, it's crucial to remember the power of persistence and the importance of maintaining momentum. One strategy for keeping momentum alive is to celebrate the small victories along the way. Acknowledge every step forward, no matter how insignificant it may seem. Completing a task, reaching a mini goal, or simply sticking to your plan for another day are all victories worth celebrating. These celebrations serve as reminders of our progress, fueling our motivation to continue. Another effective strategy is to keep our eyes on the long-term vision while breaking our journey into manageable steps. When the ultimate goal feels daunting, focus on the next actionable step. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today that moves me closer to my goal? This approach keeps the journey from feeling overwhelming and helps to maintain a sense of forward motion even when the end seems far off. Moreover, accountability plays a critical role in sustaining action. Sharing our goals and progress with a trusted friend or mentor can provide an external source of motivation and encouragement. Knowing that someone else is cheering us on can give us the extra push needed to keep going, especially during times of doubt or stagnation. It is also vital to adapt and adjust our strategies as needed. The path to our goals is rarely a straight line. It's a winding road full of unexpected turns and obstacles. When faced with a setback, take a step back, assess the situation, and adjust your plan accordingly. Flexibility in our approach allows us to navigate challenges more effectively, turning potential roadblocks into opportunities for growth. In embracing the importance of action, we embark on a journey of continuous effort and adaptation. It's a journey that demands perseverance, a willingness to celebrate the small wins, and the courage to keep moving forward, even when progress is slow. Through consistent, purposeful action, we can turn the insights gained from our understanding and attitude into real change in our lives. As we forge ahead, let us remember that action is the bridge between our dreams and their realization. It is through action that we bring the vision of a better life, a better self, into reality. With every step we take, we write another line in the story of our journey, a story of overcoming, of resilience, and of triumph. So let us move forward with determination, knowing that with each action, we draw closer to the life we aspire to lead. In our journey through life, the landscape is ever-changing, filled with peaks of joy and valleys of challenges. It's within these valleys, during our hardest times, that our true character is both tested and forged. As we've embarked on understanding the power of our attitudes and the significance of taking action, we arrive now at a point where reflection and forward motion converge, creating a tapestry of personal growth and transformation. Imagine for a moment a traveler at the crossroads of an ancient path. Each direction offers a different journey, with its own lessons to be learned and treasures to be found. Like this traveler, we too stand at crossroads every day, deciding with our actions and attitudes which path to follow. The most interesting part of our journey isn't necessarily the destination, but the transformation that occurs within us as we travel. This transformation is often subtle, unnoticed by the untrained eye, yet profound in its impact. It's the accumulation of small daily decisions, choices that seem insignificant in the moment but monumental in hindsight. It's choosing discipline over indulgence, courage over comfort, and growth over stagnation. These choices shape us, mold us, and ultimately define us. Consider the story of a sculptor diligently working on a block of marble. To the outside observer, his actions might seem repetitive, even monotonous. Yet, with each strike of his chisel, he's not just chipping away stone. He's revealing the masterpiece hidden within. Similarly, our daily actions, our habits, and our routines are the chisels and hammers shaping our lives. With every choice we make, we're sculpting our destiny, revealing the masterpiece that is our true potential. The beauty of this process is that it's never too late to start. Whether you're at the dawn of your journey or well along the path, every day offers a new opportunity for growth and transformation. The key is to embrace this process with an open heart and a willing spirit, understanding that each step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward becoming the person you aspire to be. To maintain this momentum, it's crucial to cultivate a mindset of lifelong learning. The world around us is a vast ocean of knowledge, with lessons hidden in every wave and beneath every pebble. Approach each day with curiosity and a thirst for knowledge. Read books, listen to lectures, engage in meaningful conversations, and seek out experiences that challenge you and push you out of your comfort zone. These are the nutrients that feed the soul and fuel personal growth. Another essential element in this journey is resilience. The ability to stand strong in the face of adversity and to rise again after a fall. Life, in its unpredictable wisdom, will undoubtedly throw challenges our way. It's in these moments, when the path ahead seems steep and treacherous, that our resilience is tested. Remember, it's not the severity of the fall that defines us, but our willingness to get back up and continue forward. Resilience is built not in the absence of hardship, but through surviving and thriving despite it. As we navigate the complexities of life, let us also remember the power of community. No traveler journeys alone. Along the way, we meet fellow sojourners, each with their own stories and lessons to share. These connections, friends, mentors, family, enrich our journey, offering support, wisdom, and companionship. Do not underestimate the value of a kind word, a listening ear, or a shared experience. These are the ties that bind us, the bridges that connect our individual journeys into a collective human experience. As we continue to weave the narrative of our lives, threading through the fabric of experiences, each moment becomes a stitch in the grand design of our existence. It's in the quiet whispers of dawn, in the fiery hues of dusk, and in the silent moments between where the essence of our journey is captured. This ongoing journey, marked by the rhythm of our daily actions and attitudes, beckons us to pause, reflect, and appreciate the beauty of becoming. Imagine, if you will, a garden. This garden represents the vast potential within each of us, a fertile ground rich with possibility. Every choice we make is like a seed planted in the soil of our lives. Some seeds sprout quickly, their effects immediate and visible. Others take time. Their growth slow but steady until one day they bloom spectacularly, transforming the landscape of our existence. It's a reminder that patience is not simply the ability to wait, but the capacity to keep a positive attitude while working hard for what we believe in, even when the results are not immediate. Engaging in this process of growth and transformation requires a commitment to nurturing our garden, tending to it with care, and being mindful of what we sow. For it's not just the actions we take, but the intentions behind them that shape the outcome. Each act of kindness, every moment of self-discipline, and all the instances of courage are like water and sunlight, essential for our growth. They remind us that the essence of life isn't found in grand achievements, but in the everyday efforts to be our best selves. As we journey through the seasons of our lives, we'll encounter storms that threaten to uproot our dreams and droughts that dry up our hopes. Yet it's precisely in these moments that the true beauty of our spirit is revealed. Just as the strongest trees are those that withstand the fiercest winds, our strength is forged in the fire of adversity. It's in our resilience, our ability to face the tempest with a heart full of hope, that our character is refined and our souls are illuminated. In this grand adventure, let us not forget the power of the stories we tell ourselves. These narratives, woven from our experiences and perceptions, color our world and shape our reality. Let's choose to tell stories of hope, of triumph over adversity, and of the unyielding belief in our ability to overcome. For in these stories lies the power to inspire, to motivate, and to change not just our own lives, but those of others. In this dance of life, with its ebbs and flows, its highs and lows, let us move with grace, courage, and an unwavering faith in our journey. For it is through engaging deeply with the tapestry of our experiences that we truly live, learn, and grow. You know, I've often said that the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. And today we're going to dive deep into a concept that can change your life forever: learning to depend on yourself. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment that you're standing at the edge of a vast, unexplored wilderness. The path ahead is unclear, filled with challenges and uncertainties. But here's the kick: you're the only one who can navigate this journey. That wilderness, that's your life. In this world of constant change and unpredictability, there's only one constant you can truly rely on, and that's you. Not your circumstances, not other people, not even the government or your employer. Just you. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I met a young man who was always waiting for his big break. He'd say, "Jim, when I get that promotion, then I'll be set. Or, once I find the right partner, everything will fall into place." He was always looking outside himself for the answers, for that magical solution that would solve all his problems. But here's the truth. That magical solution doesn't exist outside of you. It's within you, waiting to be discovered and nurtured. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should isolate yourself or reject help when it's offered. Far from it. What I am saying is that true strength, true success, true fulfillment, they all start with self-reliance. Think about it. When you learn to depend on yourself, you're no longer at the mercy of external circumstances. You become the captain of your own ship, the master of your own destiny. And let me tell you, there is no feeling quite like it. But how do we get there? How do we cultivate this self-reliance? Well, it starts with understanding that everything you need is already within you. You have the power to shape your life, to overcome obstacles, to achieve your dream. You just need to tap into it. First, we need to talk about responsibility. Now, I know it's not a very popular word these days. Many people run from responsibility like it's a plague. But here's the secret. Responsibility is power. When you take full responsibility for your life, your successes and your failures, I remember a time when I was struggling in my own business. Things weren't going well, and it was tempting to blame the economy, the market, my competitors, anyone but myself. But then I realized something profound. If I was responsible for my failures, that meant I was also responsible for my success. And that realization was liberating. You see, when you blame others, you give away your power. You become a victim of circumstance. But when you take responsibility, you become the architect of your own life. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I do about this?" Now, this doesn't mean you won't face challenges. Life has a way of throwing curveballs when you least expect them. But when you depend on yourself, you develop the resilience to weather any storm. I want you to think about the last time you faced a major setback. How did you respond? Did you look for someone to blame? Did you wait for someone else to fix the problem? Or did you roll up your sleeves and get to work? The truth is, life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. And that strength comes from facing challenges head on, from pushing through when things get tough. Let me share another principle with you: the importance of continuous learning and self-improvement. In my years of speaking and teaching, I've noticed a common trait among successful people. They're always learning, always growing. You see, when you depend on yourself, you understand that your greatest asset is your mind, your ability to learn, to adapt, to innovate. That's what sets you apart. It's not about what you know right now. It's about your capacity to learn and grow. I often tell people, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Why? Because if you work hard on your job, you can make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. Now, I'm not just talking about formal education here. Sure, that's important, but I'm talking about a commitment to lifelong learning. Read books, attend seminars, seek out mentors, practice new skills. The world is changing faster than ever, and the only way to keep up is to keep learning. I remember when I first started out, I was working as a stock clerk. I was making minimum wage, barely scraping by, but I made a decision that changed everything. I decided to invest in myself. I started reading books on business, on personal development, on philosophy. I attended every seminar I could afford. And you know what? That investment paid off. It wasn't overnight, mind you. But gradually, I started to see changes. I started to think differently, to approach problems in new ways. And as I grew, my circumstances began to change. That's the power of self-reliance combined with continuous learning. When you depend on yourself and commit to growth, you become unstoppable. Now, let's talk about goal setting. If you're going to depend on yourself, you need to know where you're going. You need to have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. I've always said that the major reason for setting a goal is for what it makes of you to accomplish it. What it makes of you will always be the far greater value than what you get. That's where the real power lies. You see, when you set a goal, you're not just defining a destination. You're creating a roadmap for your own growth and development. You're saying to yourself, this is who I want to become. But here's the catch. You can't just set any old goal. Your goals need to be your own. Not your parents' goals, not your friends' goals, not society's goals. Your goals. I've met so many people who are living someone else's dream. They're pursuing a career they don't love because it's what their parents wanted. They're chasing a lifestyle that doesn't fulfill them because it's what society says they should want. But that's not self-reliance. That's self-denial. When you depend on yourself, you have the courage to define your own success. You have the strength to pursue what truly matters to you, even if it's different from what others expect. So I want you to take some time to really think about what you want. What are your dreams? What kind of person do you want to become? What mark do you want to leave on the world? Write these goals down. Make them specific. Make them measurable. And most importantly, make them yours. Now, once you have your goals, it's time to take action. And this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where self-reliance really comes into play. You see, it's easy to depend on yourself when things are going well. But what about when you face obstacles? What about when you fail? This is where many people give up. They hit a roadblock and think, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be. They look for excuses for ways to justify their failure. But when you truly depend on yourself, you understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. It's a stepping stone, a learning opportunity. I want you to start seeing failures as feedback. Every time something doesn't work out the way you planned, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to grow stronger, to become better? This mindset shift is crucial. But when you depend on yourself, you're not waiting for someone to rescue you. You're not hoping for a lucky break. You're taking action, learning from your mistakes, and constantly moving forward. Now let's talk about discipline. If self-reliance is the engine of success, discipline is the fuel that keeps it running. Discipline is doing what you know you should do, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's waking up early to work on your goals when you'd rather sleep in. It's saving money for your future when you're tempted to spend it on immediate gratification. It's choosing the salad instead of the burger when you're trying to improve your health. You see, motivation is great. It gets you started, but it's discipline that keeps you going. And when you depend on yourself, you can't afford to rely on fleeting motivation. You need the steady, reliable power of discipline. I often tell people, don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for fewer problems. Wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenge. Wish for more wisdom. That's what discipline is all about. It's about becoming better, developing more skills, gaining more wisdom. It's about doing the hard things that make life easy rather than doing the easy things that make life hard. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, Jim. This all sounds great, but it's not easy. And you're absolutely right. It's not easy. But let me ask you this. What's the alternative? The alternative is to depend on others for your happiness, your success, your fulfillment. The alternative is to be at the mercy of circumstances, to be a leaf blown about by the winds of change. Is that really how you want to live your life? When you learn to depend on yourself, you take control. You become the author of your own story, the creator of your own destiny. And yes, it's challenging. Yes, it requires effort, but the rewards are beyond measure. Think about the sense of accomplishment you'll feel when you achieve a goal through your own efforts. Think about the confidence you'll gain as you overcome obstacles and solve problems. Think about the freedom you'll experience when you're no longer dependent on others for your happiness. That's the power of self-reliance. That's the gift you give yourself when you learn to depend on yourself. Now I want to address something important here. Some people misunderstand self-reliance. They think it means you should never ask for help, never collaborate with others. But that's not what it's about at all. Self-reliance doesn't mean isolation. It doesn't mean rejecting all support or assistance. What it means is that you take ultimate responsibility for your life. You recognize that while others can help you, support you, teach you, the final responsibility for your life rests with you. In fact, one of the most powerful aspects of self-reliance is knowing when and how to seek help. It's about having the wisdom to recognize what you don't know and the courage to ask for guidance. But even when you're learning from others, you're doing it because you've chosen to, because you recognize it as a path to your own growth and development. Remember, the goal isn't to become an island. The goal is to become a strong, capable individual who can contribute value to others and to the world. Now let's talk about mindset. Your mindset, the way you think about yourself and the world around you, is crucial to developing self-reliance. I want you to start seeing yourself as the hero of your own story. Not the victim, not the sidekick, but the hero. The protagonist who faces challenges, overcomes obstacles, and ultimately triumphs. This doesn't mean you won't face difficulties. Every hero's journey is filled with trials and tribulations. But when you see yourself as the hero, you approach these challenges differently. You see them as opportunities for growth, as chances to prove your strength and resilience. And here's a powerful truth. The way you see yourself is often the way others will see you too. When you carry yourself with confidence, when you approach life with a can-do attitude, people will respond to that. They'll be drawn to your energy, your positivity, your strength. But remember, this confidence isn't about bravado or arrogance. It's about quiet self-assurance. It's about knowing that no matter what life throws at you, you have the resources within yourself to handle it. Now, I want to touch on something that's often overlooked when we talk about self-reliance, the importance of self-care. You see, when you depend on yourself, you need to take care of yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit. These are your most valuable assets. You need to nurture them, protect them, invest in them. This means taking care of your physical health through proper nutrition, regular exercise, and adequate rest. It means nurturing your mental health through practices like meditation, journaling, or therapy. It means feeding your spirit through whatever practices resonate with you, whether that's prayer, time in nature, or acts of service. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're going to be strong for yourself and for others, you need to make sure you're replenishing your own resources. Now, as we start to wrap up, I want to leave you with a challenge. For the next 30 days, I want you to make a conscious effort to depend on yourself more. Start small if you need to, but start. If you encounter a problem, resist the urge to immediately ask someone else for the solution. Instead, take some time to think it through yourself. Use your own resources, your own creativity to come up with a solution. If you're feeling down or discouraged, Don't immediately reach for external distractions or validation. Instead, look within. What can you do to lift your own spirits? What positive actions can you take to improve your situation? If you have a goal you want to achieve, don't wait for the perfect circumstances or for someone else to push you. Take that first step yourself. Make a plan and start taking action. Remember, the key is consistency. Small, consistent actions over time lead to massive results. It's not about making huge, dramatic changes overnight. It's about gradually building your self-reliance muscle day by day, decision by decision. And as you do this, I want you to pay attention to how you feel. Notice the sense of empowerment that comes from solving your own problems. Notice the confidence that grows as you take action towards your goals. Notice the peace that comes from knowing that you can rely on yourself. You see, learning to depend on yourself isn't just about achieving external success. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about living life on your own terms, guided by your own values and priorities. It's about waking up each day, knowing that you have the power to shape your life, to overcome challenges, to create the future you desire. It's about going to bed each night with the satisfaction of knowing that you've given your best effort, that you've taken responsibility for your life. And let me tell you, there's no greater freedom than that. There's no greater success than becoming the person you were meant to be. So my friends, as you leave here today, I want you to remember this. You are capable of more than you know. You have strengths and resources within you that you haven't even tapped into yet. You have the power to create the life you desire. Don't wait for someone else to save you. Don't wait for circumstances to change. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now, and the person you've been waiting for is you. Learn to depend on yourself. Trust in your abilities. Believe in your potential, and watch as your world transforms. Remember, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. So focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Cultivate self-reliance, nurture your strengths, face your fears, pursue your dreams. The journey won't always be easy. There will be setbacks, there will be challenges. But with each obstacle you overcome, with each fear you face, you'll grow stronger. You'll become more resilient, more capable, more confident. And one day, you'll look back on your life and realize that the person you've become, that strong, capable, self-reliant individual, that's your greatest achievement. That's your true success. So, my friends, I challenge you, start today, start now. Take that first step towards greater self-reliance. Embrace the journey of personal growth and development. Commit to becoming the hero of your own story. That future you, the one who's mastered the art of self-reliance, is already within you. They're waiting for you to unlock their potential, to bring them to life through your actions and decisions. Every step you take towards self-reliance is a step towards becoming that person. Now, I want you to think about the challenges you're facing right now, the obstacles that seem insurmountable, the goals that feel out of reach. I want you to look at them through the eyes of that future self. How would they approach these challenges? What wisdom would they bring to the table? You see, when you learn to depend on yourself, you start to see challenges differently. They're no longer threats to be avoided, but opportunities to be seized. Each challenge becomes a chance to prove to yourself what you're capable of, to stretch your limits, to grow stronger. Think about a time when you overcame something you thought was impossible. Remember how it felt? That surge of confidence, that sense of accomplishment, that's what awaits you on the other side of every challenge when you learn to rely on your own strength and wisdom. But here's the key. You don't have to wait until you've arrived to start feeling that way. You can access that strength, that confidence, that sense of capability right now. Because the truth is, you already have everything you need within you. You just need to learn how to tap into it. That's what self-reliance is all about. It's about recognizing that you are your own greatest asset. It's about understanding that the answers you're seeking, the strength you need, the wisdom you crave, it's all already within you. Now, I'm not saying it's always easy to access. Sometimes it might feel like you're fumbling in the dark, searching for a light switch that seems just out of reach. But let me tell you, the more you practice looking within for answers, the easier it becomes. Start small. The next time you face a problem, before you reach for your phone to Google the answer or call a friend for advice, take a moment. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what do I already know about this? What resources do I have at my disposal? What strengths can I bring to bear on this situation? You might be surprised at what you come up with. You see, we often underestimate our own capabilities. We've been conditioned to look outside ourselves for solutions, to defer to experts, to doubt our own judgment. But when you start to depend on yourself, you begin to uncover resources you never knew you had. Think of it like mining for gold. At first, you might only find a few small nuggets, but as you dig deeper, as you refine your techniques, you start to uncover rich veins of precious metal. That's what happens when you start to depend on yourself. You uncover riches within you that you never knew existed. Now let's talk about fear. Fear is often the biggest obstacle to self-reliance. Fear of failure, fear of making the wrong decision, fear of not being good enough. These fears can paralyze us, keeping us stuck in patterns of dependency and self-doubt. But here's the truth about fear. It's not your enemy. Fear is a natural part of growth. It's a sign that you're pushing your boundaries, that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's exactly where growth happens. The key is to learn to dance with your fear rather than being paralyzed by it. Acknowledge it, thank it for trying to protect you, and then move forward anyway. Because on the other side of fear is where the magic happens. It's where you discover what you're truly capable of. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and taking action anyway. And every time you do that, you grow stronger. You become more self-reliant. Now let's talk about decision making. When you depend on yourself, you become the primary decision maker in your life. No more waiting for others to tell you what to do. No more looking for someone else to make the hard choices for you. This can feel daunting at first. We're often afraid of making the wrong decision. But here's the thing. There are very few decisions in life that are truly irreversible. Most of the time, if you make a decision that doesn't work out, you can course correct. You can learn from it and make a better decision next time. The real danger isn't in making the wrong decision. It's in making no decision at all. It's in letting life happen to you rather than actively shaping your own path. Start challenging. Start making more decisions. Start small if you need to. Decide what you're going to have for breakfast. Decide how you're going to spend your evening. As you practice making these smaller decisions, you'll build the confidence to tackle bigger ones. And here's a powerful secret. The more decisions you make, the better you get at making them. It's like a muscle that gets stronger with use. You develop better judgments, sharper instincts, clearer vision. Now, let's talk about responsibility. When you depend on yourself, you take full responsibility for your life. This means no more blaming others for your circumstances. No more playing the victim. No more waiting for someone else to fix your problem. I know this can sound harsh. We live in a world that often encourages us to look for external reasons for our struggles. And it's true that there are many things in life that are outside our control. But here's the key. While we can't always control what happens to us, we can always control how we respond. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for every bad thing that happens. It means recognizing that regardless of the circumstances, you have the power to choose your response. You have the power to take action to improve your situation. This shift in mindset is incredibly empowering because when you take responsibility, you take control. You move from being a passive recipient of life's circumstances to being an active creator of your own reality. Now, let's talk about self-trust. This is a crucial component of self-reliance that often gets overlooked. To truly depend on yourself, you need to trust yourself. You need to believe in your own judgment, your own capabilities, your own inner wisdom. This can be challenging, especially if you've had experiences in the past where trusting yourself led to disappointment. But here's the thing. Like any relationship, your relationship with yourself grows stronger with time and positive experiences. Start by making small commitments to yourself and keeping them. If you say you're going to wake up at 6 a.m. to exercise, do it. If you promise yourself you'll finish a project by a certain date, make it happen. As you consistently honor these commitments to yourself, you build self-trust. Also, learn to listen to your intuition. We all have an inner voice, a gut feeling that often knows what's best for us. But in our noisy, fast-paced world, it's easy to drown out that voice. Make time for quiet reflection. Learn to tune in to your inner wisdom. The more you listen to and act on that inner guidance, the more you'll trust yourself. Now, let's talk about resilience. When you depend on yourself, you need to be able to bounce back from setbacks. Because, let's face it, life isn't always smooth sailing. You'll face obstacles. You'll experience failures. You'll have days when everything seems to be going wrong. Resilience is what allows you to get back up when you've been knocked down. It's what helps you keep going when things get tough. And the beautiful thing is, resilience is a skill that can be developed. One way to build resilience is to reframe how you think about challenges. Instead of seeing them as insurmountable obstacles, view them as opportunities for growth. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? Another key to resilience is maintaining perspective. When you're in the middle of a difficult situation, it's easy to catastrophize, to think that everything is falling apart. But most of the time, things aren't as bad as they seem in the moment. Try to step back and look at the bigger picture. This too shall pass, and you will get through it. Now, let's talk about continuous learning. When you depend on yourself, you need to be committed to ongoing growth and development. The world is constantly changing, and to keep up, you need to be constantly learning. This doesn't necessarily mean formal education, although that can certainly be valuable. It means being curious, being open to new ideas, being willing to challenge your own assumptions and beliefs. Read books, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, seek out mentors, engage in discussions with people who think differently than you do. The more you learn, the more resources you have to draw upon when you face challenges. And remember, learning isn't just about acquiring information. It's about applying what you learn to your life. Knowledge without action is like having a library full of books, but never reading them. So as you learn, always be asking yourself, how can I use this? How can I apply this to my life? Now, I want to talk about something that might seem counterintuitive when we're discussing self-reliance. The importance of connection. You see, depending on yourself doesn't mean isolating yourself. In fact, building strong, healthy relationships is a crucial part of self-reliance. Why? Because when you have a strong support network, you have more resources to draw upon. You have people who can offer different perspectives, who can provide emotional support, who can celebrate your successes and help you learn from your failures. The key is to approach these relationships from a place of strength and mutual benefit rather than dependency. You're not looking for someone to solve your problems or make your decisions for you. You're looking for people who can support you as you solve your own problems and make your own decisions. So cultivate relationships with people who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, who believe in you even when you doubt yourself. These connections can be a powerful source of strength as you journey towards greater self-reliance. Now, as we start to wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Learning to depend on yourself is a lifelong journey. It's not about reaching some final destination where you never need anyone else or never face any challenges. It's about continual growing, continually learning, continually becoming more of who you're meant to be. There will be days when it feels easy, when everything seems to fall into place. And there will be days when it feels impossibly hard. when you doubt yourself and wonder if you're on the right path. Both of these experiences are part of the journey. The key is to keep moving forward, to keep believing in yourself, to keep choosing growth over comfort, action over inaction, responsibility over blame. Remember, every step you take towards self-reliance is a step towards becoming the person you're meant to be. It's a step towards living a life of purpose, of fulfillment, of true success. So I challenge you, start today, start now. Take that first step towards greater self-reliance. Embrace the journey of personal growth and development. Commit to becoming the hero of your own story. The world is waiting for you. Not the you that you are right now, but the you that you can become. The you that emerges when you learn to truly depend on yourself. So go forth with courage. Go forth with determination. Go forth with the knowledge that within you lies the power to create the life you desire. Your future is in your hands. Shape it wisely, shape it boldly, and above all, shape it yourself. A young man walks up to me, exasperated. I'm doing everything right, he says, but nothing seems to be working out for me. I go to work, I put in the hours, I try my best. Yet I'm stuck in the same spot year after year. What am I doing wrong? I look at him and nod slowly. This is a question I've heard thousands of times before from people in all walks of life. The specifics may differ, but the core issue is always the same. They're putting in the effort but not seeing the results they want. And far too often, the reason lies not in their actions, but in their mindset. You see, my friends, we live in a world that constantly bombards us with messages about success. Get-rich-quick schemes, overnight celebrity status, magical pills that melt away the pounds. We're told that if we just follow a few simple steps, buy this product or subscribe to that program, we'll instantly transform our lives. But the harsh truth is, real, lasting success doesn't come from some magic formula or shortcut. It comes from within. It's forged through blood, sweat, and tears. It's the product of a mindset that refuses to settle, that continually seeks growth and self-improvement. Because here's the thing, you can have all the strategies, tools, and techniques in the world, but if your mindset isn't aligned with success, you'll always be swimming upstream. It's like trying to drive a car with the parking brake on. You might be able to move, but you'll never reach your full potential. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I have a positive mindset. I visualize success. I repeat affirmations. I surround myself with motivational quotes. And that's great, really. Those things can be helpful tools. But true mindset transformation goes far deeper than surface-level positivity. You see, each of us carries around a lifetime of conditioning, of beliefs and patterns hardwired into our brains from a young age. Beliefs about our worth, our capabilities, the kind of life we deserve. And those beliefs act like invisible scripts, shaping our thoughts, emotions, and also maybe you were told growing up that money doesn't grow on trees. So you developed a scarcity mindset around wealth. Or perhaps you received the message that you're not good enough, smart enough, talented enough to achieve great things. Whatever it was, those seeds were planted long ago, and they've been shaping your reality ever since, often without you even realizing it. The key to lasting success, then, isn't just adopting some positive mantras. It's uprooting those deep-seated limiting beliefs and replacing them with an empowering new mindset, one rooted in self-belief, resilience, and a voracious hunger for growth. But how do you do that? How do you rewrite decades of mental programming and rewire your brain for success? The answer, my friends, is simple but not easy. You've got to change. Radically, fundamentally change your approach to life itself. You see, most of us live our lives on autopilot, letting our conditioned patterns and impulses steer the ship. We react to circumstances rather than proactively shaping them. We settle for the path of least resistance rather than carving out the life we truly desire. But what if, instead of drifting through life, you made the conscious choice to take the wheel? What if you decide once and for all that you're no longer willing to settle for a life of mediocrity and unfulfilled potential? That from this day forward, you're committed to continual growth, to constantly expanding your mind, and upgrading your capabilities. I'm not going to lie to you. Making that shift won't be easy. In fact, it'll likely be one of the hardest things you've ever done, because growth, by its very nature, is uncomfortable. It requires stepping outside of your comfort zone, questioning your long-held beliefs, and venturing. There will be moments of doubt where that little voice in your head whispers, "Who are you kidding? You'll never be able to change. You're not good enough, smart enough, talented enough." In those moments, you'll be tempted to retreat back into your old patterns, to take the easy road of complacency. But if you can push through that resistance, if you can silence those doubts and keep pressing forward, something incredible will start to happen. Little by little, day by day, you'll start to reshape your mindset, fortifying it with the self-belief and resilience that breed true success. It might start with small wins, finally kicking that bad habit, or mustering the courage to have a difficult conversation. But those tiny triumphs will snowball, building your confidence and resolve. Soon, you'll find yourself taking on bigger challenges, expanding further and further outside of your comfort zone. And as you do, a remarkable thing will occur. Your perception of what's possible for your life will begin to shift. Opportunities you once dismissed as pipe dreams will suddenly seem within reach. Obstacles that once felt insurmountable will feel more like temporary hurdles. You'll start to operate from a fundamentally new place, one of self-assurance and unshakable belief in your ability to create the life you deserve. And from that empowered mindset, the floodgates of success will begin to open one after another. Now, I'm not saying the path will be easy from that point on. There will still be setbacks, still be moments where you'll be tempted to revert to your old ways of thinking. But if you remain vigilant, if you stubbornly refuse to let your limiting beliefs regain a foothold, you'll bounce back stronger than ever. Because mindset transformation isn't a one-and-done endeavor. It's a constant practice, a continual refinement of your mental and emotional landscape. It's about spotting the weeds of disempowering thoughts and beliefs as soon as they sprout and ripping them out by the roots. Does that sound like a lot of work? You're damn right it does. Anything worthwhile in life requires effort. But here's the thing, would you rather put in the hard work now and experience the freedom and fulfillment that come with a success mindset? Or would you prefer to stay stuck in the cycle of mediocrity, always wondering what if, always feeling like something's missing? The choice is always yours. But if you're ready to take that leap, if you're ready to trade your old limiting belief for a mindset rooted in growth and infinite possibility, then let me lay out a few key principles to guide you on that journey. First and foremost, take radical responsibility for your life. I don't just mean own your successes. I mean own your failures, own your shortcomings, own every aspect of your existence. Because the moment you start blaming others or external circumstances, you give away your power. You resign yourself to being a victim of circumstance rather than the architect of your destiny. Yes, life can be wildly unfair, and we all face challenges outside of our control. But how you respond to those challenges, that's on you. Excuses, justifications, placing blame, those just become the walls of your mental. But take full responsibility, and suddenly you open the door to personal freedom. Become obsessed with growth. I don't just mean reading books, I mean cultivating a mindset of perpetual evolution, of never being satisfied with your current level of knowledge, capability, or behavior, of fiercely committing to continually upgrade every area of your life. Because here's the harsh truth. If you're not actively working to better yourself, you're almost certainly backsliding. Stagnation is a myth. You're either growing or you're decaying. So adopt a posture of being a constant student with an insatiable hunger to learn, improve, and expand. And finally, get radically present. Because as important as goal setting and future visioning can be, true mindset transformation happens in this moment, right here and now. It's about being hyper-aware of the thoughts and beliefs running through your mind, about catching yourself when you slip into old patterns of self-doubt or disempowering language, about consciously interrupting those toxic loops and realigning with your growth-oriented mindset. It's a practice of being awake and alert to how you're showing up in every passing minute, of relentlessly asking yourself, is my current state empowering me and serving my vision, or is it holding me back? And if the latter is true, it's about having the guts to pivot, to reset, to bring your energy back in alignment again and again and again. That level of presence and self-awareness won't come naturally at first. You'll slip up, you'll get distracted, you'll get seduced by the pull of your old conditioning. But with diligent practice, it will become second nature. And ultimately, that razor-sharp self-awareness will be your secret weapon, helping you rapidly identify and eliminate any lingering limiting beliefs, while strengthening the foundation of your success mindset. So let me be clear, this journey of mindset transformation will not be easy. In fact, it will likely be one of the greatest challenges you'll ever undertake. It will test your resolve, confront you with deep-seated fears and insecurities, and at times it will make you question if the struggle is even worth it. But I promise you this, if you can summon the courage and grit to walk this path, if you can silence the voices of doubt whispering that you're not good enough or strong enough to change, if you can stubbornly persist through the inevitable obstacles and setbacks, the rewards will be greater than you can possibly imagine. A life of joy, fulfillment, and ever-expanding possibility. The confidence to pursue even your wildest dreams. Freedom from the self-imposed limitations that have kept you stuck. And above all else, the profound peace that comes from knowing you're living in alignment with your highest self, constantly growing, constantly becoming more. That's what's waiting for you on the other side of radical mindset transformation. It's the grandest of all adventures, with the highest of all stakes, the chance to finally actualize your fullest potential as a human being. So I'd ask you once more, are you ready to change? Not just tinker at the edges, but to radically, fundamentally reshape your mindset and your approach to life itself. Are you ready to trade in your old, limiting beliefs for the mental architecture of success? If so, then welcome to the ranks of the committed, the unwavering, the insatiable growth seekers. This path won't be easy, but you've got the courage and the fortitude to walk it. Of that, I have no doubt. The world lies before you, ripe with potential and possibility. All that's required is the inner work, the daily practice, the commitment to mindset transformation. If you can master that, I promise the life you've been dreaming of awaits you. So let's get started, shall we? Let's dive headfirst into the deep waters of personal reinvention. Strip away the old beliefs that have held you hostage for far too long, and emerge anew, strong, resilient, awake to your limitless potential. It will be the journey of a lifetime, my friends, but you've got the courage and the grit to see it through. I know it in my bones. So let's get to work, shall we? A path of radical transformation starts now. Let's walk it together. You know, one of the biggest roadblocks to true mindset change is our tendency to overcomplicate things. We get so caught up in the fancy strategies, the latest trends, the shiny new solutions promising overnight transformation. But at the end of the day, meaningful change always comes back to the fundamentals. It's about mastering the basics, the small, seemingly insignificant habits and practices that compound over time into seismic shifts in your mindset and your life. Easy to overlook, yet incredibly powerful when applied with consistency. Take something as simple as your morning routine, for instance. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Do you wake up and immediately get pulled into a whirlpool of distractions, checking emails, doom scrolling on social media, reacting to the demands of others? Or do you claim the first precious hour to pour into yourself through practices like meditation, journaling, exercise? It might seem like a small thing, but making that intentional commitment to personal growth and mindset development first thing sends a powerful signal to your subconscious. It's you declaring my growth, my well-being, my mindset, these are the priorities. Everything else can wait. Or consider the language you use, both internally and externally. How often do you catch yourself thinking or saying disempowering things? I'm not good enough. I'll never be able to do that. Why do I always screw things up? Those limiting beliefs, perpetuated through your self-talk, become self-fulfilling prophecies. But what if you flip the script? What if every time you noticed a negative self-sabotaging thought creep in, you stopped it dead in its tracks, replaced it with an empowering affirmation rooted in your growth mindset? Over time, you'd literally be reshaping your neural pathways, strengthening the mental muscle. These are just two examples, but they illustrate a crucial principle. Mindset transformation happens in the small, day-to-day moments of your life. It's about bringing rigorous self-awareness and intentionality to everything you do, every thought you think, every action you take. Because here's the reality. You're already running patterns and programs in your mind every waking hour. The question is, are you doing so unconsciously, allowing your conditioning and limiting beliefs to dictate your reality? Or are you taking full control, intentionally installing new empowering codes into your mindset? The choice is yours. You can keep sleepwalking through life, hoping things will magically change on their own. Or you can wake up and start proactively reshaping your inner world through small, consistent actions carried out relentlessly. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but where do I even start? How do I identify and uproot my most deep-seated limiting beliefs? It's a fair question, and it gets at one of the biggest challenges of mindset work, our blind spots. Those beliefs and assumptions we carry so deeply ingrained, we don't even recognize them as beliefs. They seem like self-evident truths, immutable facts about ourselves and the world around us. Maybe you grew up being told you'd never amount to much, so you've unconsciously accepted a belief that you're not worthy of success. Or perhaps you watched your parents struggle with money, planting the seed that wealth and abundance are always just out of reach. These blind spots are tricky precisely because they operate under the surface, shaping our reality without us even realizing it. So how do you bring them into the light? One of the most powerful tools is other people. Not just any people. I'm talking about mentors, coaches, brutally honest friends who are willing to hold up a mirror and show you your blind spots. Folks who can see your limited thinking from the outside and compassionately but directly point out where you're getting in your own way. Because left to our own devices, most of us simply don't have the objectivity to identify our deepest self-limiting narratives. We need that outside perspective to illuminate what we've been missing, to shine a light on the darker corners of our psyche. Of course, bringing in other people is just one tool in the process. You've also got to make space for profound self-reflection, self-inquiry, and laser-focused introspection. Maybe that looks like diligent journaling, or perhaps it's a daily meditation practice. Whatever shape it takes, you need dedicated time to go inward and explore the nooks and crannies of your mindset. And when you do inevitably uncover those deep-seated limiting beliefs, be prepared. It can get ugly. You might feel shame, guilt, anger, or grief over all the ways those narratives have held you back. Believe me, I've been there. Realizing how much of your potential you've left untapped due to self-limiting beliefs. It's a brutal wake-up call. But here's the beautiful thing. That pain, that discomfort, that's the fire from which your new success mindset is being forged. By feeling those intense emotions fully and letting them catalyze you into change, you build the emotional stamina and resilience required to operate from an empowered mindset day after day. Because let's be real, installing new mindset patterns for lasting change isn't just about shifting your beliefs. It's about conditioning yourself at the deepest level, turning your desired thoughts, emotions, and behaviors into wired-in habits more powerful than those limiting beliefs could ever be. That's why simply trying to adopt some positive affirmations or self-help platitudes rarely works in the long run. You can't just slap a new coat of paint over the old, cracked foundations and expect real transformation. No, you've got to rip it all down to the studs, clear out the debris and termite-hollowed beams, and completely rebuild from the ground up. It's arduous work, there's no denying it. But just like the muscular burn you feel after an intense workout, the discomfort you'll experience in this process is proof that you're doing the real inner work required for mindset change. It's confirmation that you're not just scratching the surface, but excavating down to the very roots so you can pull them out once and for all. And as those old limiting beliefs get loosened and removed, you'll start to feel lighter, more buoyant. You'll gain increasing clarity over the mental and emotional patterns that have been holding you back. More importantly, you'll be instilled with the self-awareness and discipline to catch those patterns as they arise and cut them off before they can regain a foothold. Little by little, day by day, this work of personal deconstruction and intentional reconstruction will solidify into an entirely new way of operating. An empowered, growth-oriented mindset that becomes your modus operandi, more instinctive than those limiting beliefs could ever be. From that place of unshakable self-belief and mental toughness, I'm telling you, anything is possible. Obstacles that once felt unconquerable will seem more like temporary hurdles. Setbacks, instead of derailing you, will become opportunities to flex your resilience and emerge stronger. You'll stop being merely reactive and start proactively creating your circumstances. And in those moments where you do stumble, where you notice yourself slipping back into old thought patterns or self-sabotaging behaviors, your turnaround time will be quicker than ever before. You'll catch yourself in the act, interrupt that disempowering loop, and immediately realign with your vision and your growth mindset. That's the power of wiring in new mindset patterns at the deepest level. It's not just adopting some positive aphorisms or mantras. Those evaporate quickly in the heat of real adversity. No, we're talking about fundamentally rewriting the source code that drives your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Building mindset muscle memory stronger than anything those old limiting beliefs could throw at you. From that steadfast foundation of self-belief and emotional mastery, no goal will feel out of reach, no challenge too daunting to overcome. You'll stride through life with a calm confidence, knowing that you have everything you need to create the success, fulfillment, and impact you crave. Because you've done the hard inner work. You're not just a passenger constantly reacting to circumstances. You're the architect of your own reality. Does this all sound too good to be true? Like some far-fetched fairy tale, divorced from the grit and grind of actual life? I can assure you it's not. Mindset mastery is far from magical thinking. It's backed by psychology, neuroscience, and the lived experience of countless others who have walked this path to greater self-actualization. Just look around you. Study the lives of brilliant entrepreneurs, world-class athletes, creatives operating at the highest level. Yes, they work tirelessly at their respective crafts, but more importantly, they pour that same focused energy into continually upgrading their mindset, their belief in themselves, their resilience in the face of adversity. Because they know that skills and tangible work, as important as they are, will only get them so far. It's mindset, that intangible X factor that allows someone to soar past their limits and create exponential results in their life and work. The good news? While not everyone may be able to reach LeBron James levels of athletic brilliance or Elon Musk-esque entrepreneurial heights, we all have that same capacity for radical mindset transformation within us. We're all born with that incredible neuroplasticity, that ability to relentlessly reshape our neural pathways and conditioning. The question is, will you live up to that human potential? Will you make the choice to continually reinvent your mindset, slowing off the old, limiting beliefs that hold you back? Will you commit wholeheartedly to the lifelong journey of personal growth and empowered thinking? The path won't be easy, that's for certain. Parts of it will be grueling, even brutal. You'll face moments of doubt, of wanting to retreat back to your comfort zone and the known confines of your current mindset. That relentless voice of fear and insecurity will constantly try to convince you to turn back, to settle for a life of limits and playing small. But if you can stay the course through those trials, relentlessly putting in the consistent inner work of mindset transformation, if you can cultivate that discipline and grit to keep pushing forward no matter what, then my friends, you will come out the other side as damn near an unstoppable force. You'll develop a sense of self-assurance, a core confidence that can never be shaken by temporary setbacks or naysayers. You'll operate with flexibility and emotional mastery, adapting to any situation while staying rooted in your deepest truth. Most importantly, you'll never again feel like a passive passenger in your own life journey. Instead, you'll step into your power as the co-creator of your reality. Because when you transform your mindset at that root level, everything else follows suit. Your habits will shift to reflect your new empowered mental codes. Your behaviors and relationships will morph into powerful upward spirals, continually elevating you instead of holding you back. The very boundaries of what you believe to be possible for your life will expand exponentially. And in those moments where you catch a glimpse of your old, limited self, you'll barely even recognize that former version of you. Sure, you might feel gratitude for those experiences that catalyzed your growth. But any longing to return to that small, confined existence, that will feel like a distant memory from another lifetime. Because you'll be too busy operating in this new elevated state, relentlessly creating the life and impact you once could only dream about, achieving seemingly impossible goals, and immediately resetting the bar higher, continually growing, evolving and sculpting yourself into the greatest version of the human you're capable of being. So let me ask you this, one final time. Are you ready to change, to obliterate those old limiting beliefs and step into the mindset of a limitless creator, to consistently install new empowering mental codes until they become even stronger than those self-limiting narratives you wrestled with for so long? I won't lie to you. The road ahead will be arduous. Parts of it will test you to your absolute core. You'll face moments of doubt, pain, even despair, as you peel back layers of false narratives you've been carrying for years, maybe decades. But if you can stay proactively committed to this journey, never losing sight of the vision that pulls you forward, if you can make mindset mastery your unwavering priority, more vital than breathing itself, then you have the chance to not just transform your reality, but to become one of the elite few who actually embody the mindset of success in its highest form. You'll become the rarest of the rare, someone who lives with relentless intentionality in everything they do, who constructs their day-to-day reality from the inside out instead of just mindlessly reacting to external stimulus, who embodies empowered beliefs at their absolute core, not just giving lip service to empty affirmations or positive thinking. From that place of mental and emotional mastery, I assure you, nothing will be off limits. Every aim, no matter how lofty it may seem now, will be firmly within your grasp. Wealth, health, vibrant relationships, creative expression, self-actualization of the highest order. It will all flow to you in abundance when your existence is aligned with a truly empowered mindset. So what's it going to be? Are you ready to step into your full potential and finally shed those limiting narratives that have held you hostage for far too long? Are you prepared to do the hard work of relentless self-inquiry, accountability, and continual mindset upgrades? If so, welcome to the ranks of the unstoppable. Welcome to the journey of radical transformation, where barriers are made to be shattered and limits exist only to be transcended. The path won't be easy, but my friends, few things worth achieving ever are. The world is waiting for you to step into the mindset of success you were born for. All that's required is the courage to change everything. Let's get to work.